What is up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk Michael talking about my critical opinion because a little bit I want to get into the reality of possibly the Bears getting Caleb Williams, which I am a little bit coming into terms with that, but I won't be like giving care about it because I know the story about the Chicago Bears for pretty much a long time. They tend to draft a quarterback and then coach gets fired in the first season of that rookie quarterback and they bring in a whole new regime that didn't draft the quarterback and it's the same old Bears story all over again. And I love the narrative that that the Bears would honestly be stupid to pass up on a generational talent, that being Caleb Williams. And can we just get the notion that he's not a generational talent? I mean, if you go look at stats and if you go like most of the people that say he's a generational talent, and let me ask you a question. Have you watched any USC games at all throughout Caleb Williams' entire career? Besides 1 year where you could say that he won the Heisman, besides that 1 year, what has he done to show you that he's generational? And people want to say, oh, he doesn't have weapons. The defense sucks. Lincoln Riley was a terrible head coach. Well, the arguments that you use for Justin Fields sucking, a quarterback needs to elevate a team around him and elevate receivers around him. Why couldn't Caleb Williams do that? Also, another argument that people use about Caleb Williams is basically not that he can come into any franchise and be the best gift since sliced bread. People want to use the argument he'll be the best he'll be the most talented quarterback that the Bears have ever had. I mean, that same argument could have been said about Justin Fields. I mean, when we drafted him, he basically, was in the national title game against Alabama. And people want to say, oh, he had weapons. He had weapons all around. And I'll say the argument, does the quarterback make the receiver or does the receiver make the quarterback? I rest my case. Is people can say what they want about Caleb Williams being the generational talent that he is. And Caleb's already coming in the NFL with a lot of issues and probably will not be tolerable in Chicago media. Like if you cry on your mom's lap, if you paint your fingernails, you're going to get crucified by the Chicago media because that's how the Chicago media is now. We crucified Cutler, we crucified Mitch Trubisky for diva issues. Mitch wanting to turn the TVs off. Cutler, whenever he was out, the media would call him a soft individual. Like Caleb, and people want to say, "Oh, why would the Bears pass up on a generational talent?" Many reasons. They don't feel like, and people want to say that, "Oh, why would you keep Justin Fields when he has 10 wins in his entire career, or 11, statistically 11?" Well, if you want to use Justin Fields' win-loss record as a reason why the Bears need to move on from him, I can easily go to Caleb Williams after that Notre Dame game, proceeded to have a record of 2-9. What's a better record? 10-28 or 2-9? And don't want people to say, "Oh, he had a bad team around him." I mean, the backup did extremely well against Louisville the last game of the year. That team looked a hell of a lot better with the backup than they did with Caleb. And honestly, I'm agreeing with Dan Owoski, the guy, the Detroit Lions quarterback that stepped out of bounds hilariously in the end zone. Acknowledge this. He acknowledged this. Caleb Williams is not a lock for the first overall pick. And it's not because, oh, the Bears would be stupid enough to do that. No, there's many reasons. This is arguably the most talented quarterback class in a long time, according to many NFL analysts. Drake Maines may be the first overall pick. Bolton Nix might be the first overall pick. Even Jaden Daniels might be the first overall pick. All of them have better stats and better performances, and honestly, expected to be developed right in the NFL if they get the right coaches around them, obviously, and the right infrastructures around them to succeed. But Caleb Williams is not a lock to be the first overall pick. Things can speculate about what Ryan Poles thinks. Maybe he thinks that they're not good enough to be better than Justin Fields. That's how he viewed Bryce Young. Not better than Justin Fields. And he has been on record saying that he would have to be blown away to take a quarterback with the first overall pick and move on from Justin Fields. Well, honestly, Ryan Poles will evaluate Caleb Williams at the combine if Caleb Williams does the combine and meets with the Chicago Bears. He will evaluate what Caleb Williams is and see if he blows him away to trust and believe to pass on a generational haul that could build a super team around your current quarterback. Brian Poles is basically saying, I trust and believe Caleb Williams can develop in year one. And believe me when I say this. When he goes down that route, I expect the same story that the Bears have been having for a pretty long time. And people want to say that, oh, it's loser mentality. Excuse me, but what have the Bears done over the past existence to give you the confidence that they will develop Caleb Williams into a star? Until these two eyes see it, I'm going to be skeptical about the move that the Bears possibly will be doing. And if they do keep Justin Fields, my opinion changes because I still believe in Justin Fields. If he had the right team around him, I think he would be similar to what Jalen Hurts did. And people could call me crazy, people could call me biased, but it's true. I mean, if you put him on the 49ers, I think he'll look similar to what Jalen Hurts is doing. So, again, you really think I don't want Caleb Williams to succeed? Yes, I would want that for basically all the quarterbacks that we have had. So, but why should I care? Why should I, crown him the savior of the Bears like y'all are doing? I'm not going to trust and believe this organization if they move on from Justin Fields, because you ruin your most talented quarterback you ever had. You're possibly going to do the same thing to Caleb Williams, and you're going to lose the locker room because the locker room wants to win, and they advocate for Justin Fields, and you're going to give them a new quarterback who you don't even know that if they're going to rally behind this guy or he's going to lose the locker room, because I already know Caleb lost the college locker room when they rallied around the backup quarterback in that game. Let's say it's possible that Caleb Williams could potentially lose the locker room. So anyways, that's all for today's video. This is just my critical opinion at the end of the day. Thanks for watching, and always bear down.